Step 2. Create a budget. The second step towards financial well-being is to create a budget. Numbers do not lie. They tell you the truth. You get out what you put in. If you have $25 in your savings account, you only have $25. You don't supposedly have $1,000 that will magically appear. If you owe $725 to a credit card company, you owe exactly $725. You don't supposedly have a $0 balance without making the payment. Now that you know where you stand financially speaking by accessing your credit report, it's time to focus on the next step towards financial well-being. You need to create a budget. Creating a budget is one of the greatest tools to have in your toolbox of achieving financial well-being. When you think of the word budget, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? For some people, the first thing that comes to their mind when they think of the word budget are limits, bills, spending, control, anxiety, worry. Excel spreadsheets. Do you ever ask yourself every month, where did my money go? We all do. Unfortunately, after working 5, 10, or 20 years, people ask themselves the same question. It's a travesty. A tragedy. How can someone work his or her whole life and not have anything to show for it? The answer is, they may have never created a budget. A budget will help you get more control of your money so that you can have more of it. When I learned about the power of creating a budget, my finances changed drastically. I experienced a sense of control over my money. Yes, granted that, at the time, I had more expenses than income, but I was able to see where my money was going. I noticed where I could cut back on spending. I also discovered that I needed to find creative ways to earn more money. A budget is simply a spending plan based on income and expenses. It consists of two parts: income and expenses. You can't have one without the other. Income is any type of money coming in. Expenses are money going out. Income equals money coming in, expenses equals money going out. Say it with me: income, money coming in. Expenses, money going out. Once you understand this very simple concept, you will become more aware of the flow of money in and out of your life. You won't have to keep wondering where your money is going. You may even notice ways in which you could earn more income and be more mindful of how you can cut back on expenses. With that said, what are some examples of income? Some examples in which people earn income include a traditional 9-to-5 job, owning a business, investing, selling cupcakes, jewelry, etc. Side gigs, i.e. Uber Eats, Grubhub, Uber, Instacart. Renting your home, babysitting, book royalties, tutoring. Birthday money. There are two types of income: net versus gross. Gross is your income before taxes. Net is your income after taxes. When we are working on a budget, you would want to use the net income, the money that comes to your hand. Now, what are some examples of expenses? Some expenses include rent, utilities, groceries, restaurants, car insurance, car maintenance, gas, toiletries, laundry, manicures, pedicures, hair salon, haircuts, child support. There are different types of expenses: variable and fixed expenses. Variable expenses change from month to month. Fixed expenses do not change. Intermittent expenses happen once or periodically throughout the year. I had no idea how much money I was spending every month until I created my first budget. For example, I was shopping at Macy's every Thursday. I bought things I didn't need. I have a collection of coats and bags which I bought on sale, and they are now collecting dust in my closet. After looking at my budget, I realized I needed to cut back on my shopping sprees. I also noticed that I spent a lot of money on Uber. Convenience was costing me a pretty penny. I ended up paying more money on meals when I could have cooked my own food. When people work on their budgets for the first time, they may experience many emotions such as guilt, sadness, or regret. You may feel overwhelmed and wonder how you are going to pay the bills before the first of the month. These reactions are normal. This is the best place to be. To be aware of your current financial situation and see it on paper will motivate you to do something. Because when you know better, you do better. You become more aware of developing ways in which you could earn income or cut back on expenses. The extra money you get will be redirected towards wealth-building activities such as building your savings or investing in the stock market or your retirement fund. There are different types of budgets, but in this book, we will focus on the zero-based budget. What that essentially means is that you give an assignment to every dollar that comes your way. Your monthly income minus your monthly expenses should equal to zero. It should not be a negative number. If it is, you have a deficit. You will need to find ways to earn more income. If it's on the positive, you can redirect the funds towards wealth-building activities like saving or investing. I have an assignment for you. We are going to work on your budget. Even if you don't have any income, you can still work on a budget so that you have a better understanding of your monthly expenses. We are grateful for your support system, including your friends, family, and even strangers who help you during your transition. Remember, 1 year from now, you will be in a completely different place in your life. Things always change. Let's get back to the assignment. Create a budget for your monthly expenses. Take a piece of paper and pen. On this piece of paper, I want you to write today's date. Under that date, write your full name. Today is the beginning of your journey to financial well-being. I want you to mark your calendar 1 year from today. On that future date, I want you to look back and consider all the progress you've made towards achieving your financial goals. Under your name, I want you to list every single expense and its cost within a given month. Include any monthly credit card payments as well. Take a moment to list all your expenses. It can be an estimate if you don't know the exact cost. Add up all your expenses. What does the amount come to? That is our magic number. Any job you pursue must exceed that amount in pay every month. If not, you will always find yourself coming up short, or what we call living paycheck to paycheck, where you spend most of your income towards expenses before you receive the next paycheck. Did you know that 64% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck? It doesn't matter how much money you make. It's all about keeping your money in check by creating and sticking to a budget. Your homework. 1. Create a budget, listing all your expenses. Review your budget. Can you cut back in any area? Some categories to consider are food, clothing, and recreational activities. 2. If you can cut back, you can redirect the extra money towards wealth-building activities like saving and/or investing. You can also use the extra money to get out of debt.